Good evening. Tonight, this programme can expose a struck-off doctor who's flouting medical regulations and putting patient safety at risk across the South East. Michael Sheill, who runs private clinics in Ashford, Tunbridge Wells, Crawley and Hastings, was removed from the medical register 9 years ago for prescribing banned slimming pills and failing to properly examine patients.
But now we can reveal that he is using registered doctors to supply Botox while he carries out the consultations and treatments by himself, disregarding the rules which are designed to protect patients. Leanne Rinney has our exclusive report.
Let's pop on the couch then.
This is Michael Sheill.
Should I take my shoes off?
He was struck off for prescribing banned slimming pills, for inappropriately storing medicines and failing to properly examine patients.
So the thing about the Botox, we use British Botox here.
But 9 years after he was erased from the medical register, we can reveal he continues to treat patients and continues to disregard the rules set by the GMC, the General Medical Council, which regulates doctors in the UK.
It's just this bit,
Just relax it. Put your head back there.
Okay.
Relax it. You see those frown lines?
One of the cosmetic treatments Michael Sheill provides at his clinic in Ashford is Botox, a prescription-only medicine regulated by legislation, which means it can only be prescribed legally by a registered doctor, dentist or nurse.
This is a treatment we recommend, yeah.
The GMC state clearly that the prescriber must undertake a physical examination of patients before any Botox is given. But when I met Michael Sheill, who is no longer legally able to prescribe medicine, it was clear that he was the only person holding the consultations and then administering the Botox.
Just put a little bit of Botox along the ears where they crisscross like that, okay?
And that doesn't hurt in there, does it?
No, not at all, no. I did 11 people's Botox yesterday.
Okay.
There's a lot of experience.
As an unregistered doctor, Michael Sheill is allowed to administer the Botox, but not allowed to prescribe it. During our investigation, we discovered that at least 2 doctors currently registered with the General Medical Council are remotely prescribing Botox to Michael Sheill without holding the face-to-face consultations required, an offence so serious that they may now be struck off and stopped from practising. Ashton Collins has set up a government-approved company that inspects and registers cosmetic clinics across the country.
The value in having a face-to-face consultation with the prescriber is to determine dosage, make sure that that person's medical history, doesn't have any contraindications that could cause harm to the patient from having the procedure, making sure that they're suitable, and all those things are essential to making sure that the patient has a safe procedure. And what Michael is doing is actually removing those safeguards, removing that layer of governance that is essential for patients, all to sort of capitalise on what is a very lucrative industry sector.
So he did all the forehead and the eyes.
James Ruby Wicks visited Michael Sheill for Botox and was never told that a registered prescriber should have been carrying out a face-to-face examination.
I probably went to him about 4 to 5 times probably. I never did see anybody else, just Dr. Michael. I was definitely naive and I think I was that little bit younger. So I would advise anybody going to have a treatment such as this, definitely do your research.
I've got your consultation here.
Corinne Hussein is a registered nurse prescriber working in Kent and has seen many patients who have previously been given Botox by Michael Sheill.
It's very frustrating. We work to very high standards. We are registered. We have professional regulatory bodies that determine our practice. And to think that there are people that are not working to any standard is frustrating at least, but putting patient safety at worst.
Many patients that we spoke to told us they specifically chose to be treated by Michael Sheill because they believed he was a registered doctor. Although it's not illegal for him to call himself a doctor after being struck off, holding himself out to be a licensed medical practitioner is a criminal offence. I showed the footage to a lawyer who specialises in healthcare regulation.
For me, it was important to find somebody I can trust to, be a proper, not just someone in the back street, like a proper doctor, who has all the licences and, everything, your registration, everything like that. I need to just feel confident. Is that okay?
Yes, no problems, yes.
There's a difficulty there where you've specifically raised his registration and his licence. As a doctor, he has a duty to be open and honest with all patients. A court may take the view that he hasn't been open and honest there. He has specifically said, yes, yes, no problems. And of course, there is a very significant problem in respect of his registration in that the General Medical Council have deemed him not to be fit to practice and have erased his registration. And he hasn't disclosed that to you. A court could take the view that that's a material non-disclosure and that he has misrepresented his status.
When we tried to contact Michael Sheill, a director of the Wells Clinics, Paul Sheill, told us that the clinics are not regulated by the General Medical Council. He said their prescriptions are prescribed according to the law and they are fully compliant with legal requirements. He said all their patients receive excellent treatment carried out by qualified staff with appropriate training and supervision. Tonight, the GMC are urging all patients to check the medical register to ensure that their doctor has a licence to practice and be aware that they should always see the person prescribing the Botox before going ahead with any treatment.
That was Leanne Rinney with our exclusive report, and she joins us now. So, Leanne, what else has the General Medical Council had to say tonight?
Well, when I sent the transcript of the secret filming to inspectors at the General Medical Council, they told me they believed there had been potentially a breach of Section 49 of the Medical Act. Now, this states that it's a criminal offence for a person who doesn't have a licence to practice medicine to hold themselves out as having one. They said referring the footage to the police would be appropriate. Also, when I told them that at least 2 registered doctors are currently remotely prescribing Botox to Michael Sheill without holding the face-to-face consultations, they told me it was their lawful duty to investigate those concerns.
And campaigners are now calling for tougher regulations as well.
Yes, they say it's just too easy and too tempting for people to cash in on Botox procedures without sticking to the rules. To put it in context, Botox and dermal fillers now account for 9 out of 10 cosmetic procedures in the UK, worth more than £2.5 billion. So tonight, campaigners say there needs to be stricter rules on who can administer Botox and how.
OK, Leanne, thank you very much.